Hey kids, it's Jeremiah. I hope you're doing well. We miss seeing you, but hopefully I'll actually see you sometime today at the drive-in service at church. Today for our lesson, if you want to do an activity to get you started, what you could do is take out a piece of paper and maybe some crayons, markers, anything like that, and draw a storm scene. So rain and clouds and stuff like that. If you want to add even more to your picture, maybe if you have cotton balls around your house, you could add those cotton balls to your picture. And as all the videos before have said, if you want to add your picture in a comment so that I can see it, that would be awesome. So just have your parents add it in a comment on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll be glad to share it and just see what you've done while you've been at home. Today, I don't actually have a special guest to read for you, so today I'm going to be reading from 1 Kings chapter 18. So if... yes?
I can read.
Did you say you could read?
Yeah, I can read.
Oh, okay, I guess I'll get out of the way. You could read, I guess.
Hi, my name is James, and today we'll be reading 1 Kings chapter 18. During the time and life of the prophet Elijah, drought filled the land. There had not been any rain for years. The Israelites' crops died, their animals died, and became hopeless. This drought was sent from God to punish the people and King Ahab for their disobedience. King Ahab hated God. He also hated Elijah, who was a prophet and messenger of God. One day, Elijah came before King Ahab to tell him what God was going to do. When the king saw Elijah, he became very angry and said, "What do you want? You are just a troublemaker." Elijah looked at the king with stern disappointment and said, "No, King Ahab, you have rejected God and followed idols. God is going to show you that He alone is God. Bring all your false and wicked prophets with you and meet me on the top of Mount Carmel." On Mount Carmel, Elijah told King Ahab's wicked prophets to build an altar to their false god, Baal. Then Elijah said, "Here are the rules. You put a bull on your altar, and I will put one on mine. Then we both pray. I will pray to the true living God, Yahweh, and you can pray to your false god, Baal. If Yahweh is a real true God, He will send fire down from heaven and burn up the altar. If Baal is a real God, He will send fire from heaven and burn up your altar." Then the contest began. The wicked false prophets of Baal started first. They prayed, yelled, shouted, and even started hurting themselves, but nothing happened. Then they decided to shout louder, cry louder, and dance more. Still, nothing happened. Baal was not a real god, and all the people of Israel saw this. Then it was Elijah's turn. He rebuilt the altar, prepared his offering, and took 12 buckets of water and threw it on the altar, the offering, and the firewood. The altar was now soaking wet, making it impossible for fire to burn on top of it. Then Elijah started to pray, "Lord, show these wicked people that you are our only true living God." Suddenly, the heavens opened up and a mighty column of fire exploded from the sky onto Elijah's altar. As the fire started to burn up the entire altar, the people of Israel became silent. They knew then that Yahweh was the only true God. The people were in shock and fell down on their faces before God. They knew the truth. So they shouted, "The Lord, He is God! The Lord, He is God!" They knew they had sinned and asked God for forgiveness. That day, Elijah and the people of Israel chased away and killed the wicked false prophets who hated God. They made sure that these wicked teachers would never again spread the false news about their gods. Baal was just a piece of stone with no life, but that day everyone saw the one true God's great power.
Hey James, have you finished reading?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in today's story, there are actually 3 takeaways that I want you to remember. The first is simple: be courageous. Maybe it'll even help you to say that. Be courageous. If we know that God is with us and that we are acting on His will, we can boldly face any mission that God sends us on. And that is what Elijah did in our story. He boldly stood up to the opposition, knowing that God was going to be with him. The second thing is that we need to be certain. Be certain of what we're called to do and what our next move should be. If we're trusting God, God will provide our next move. He will let us know the right thing to do. And finally, the last thing you need to remember is to be at peace. If we know God is with us and we know what we're supposed to do, then nothing can shake us. Thank you guys for joining us today. Remember to put your pictures up. I love to see what you guys do with your art stuff. So today you were going to draw a storm. So clouds, water, anything like that. Have a good day.